folks, I'm Tom Vassell.
And I'm Melody.
Welcome to Double Trouble. Today we're taking a look at a game called Quartz. Now, Quartz is designed by the same guy who did Sheriff of Nottingham, so certainly interested in trying this one out. This is a mining game, which is not the first mining game we've ever played. In fact, I believe there's 2,000 mining games out there, and they all involve dwarves getting for gems. But apparently in this one you make some sort of wager who's going to get the most gems. This is a push your luck style game. Here it is. The game of Quartz takes place over 5 days in which you keep track. At the beginning of each day, you're going to place cards here based on how many players. There's going to be one less than the number of players. So in a 5-player game, you fill them all. And then you'll put coins on these cards 1, 2, and 3. Each player is going to start with a handful of cards, and in between each day, they're going to draw one more. These cards all have a value at the end of the game that they're worth. Blue cards can be used on your turn. Purple cards can be used on someone else's turn. If you use them, of course, you won't get the money that they're worth at the end of the game. You're trying to get gems from the bag, and we have a bag here full of gems that are all sorts of colors, and there's also this obsidian, which is garbage. Each player has a card, which not only tells them how to play the game, but also tells them the number of gems in the bag. You can see there's 18 obsidian and only 2 amber. On your turn, your choices are pretty simple. Draw a gem or get out of the mine. So when you draw a gem, you reach in without looking and pull one. Oh, that's obsidian. Terrible. My next turn, I'll draw one. Obsidian again. I'm out of this round. If you draw 2 obsidian, you're out. Anything you've collected has been lost. Well, let's hope to see us get something better. Let's see. Obsidian again. Not doing too happy here. Let's find another one here. Woohoo! Green. That's an emerald. So my next turn, I could stop, in which case I'd sell the green, or I can go again. I draw another green. That's pretty good. Greens are worth $3 each, and I'll get 6 for those. But I want to keep going. Another green. Man, life is looking good right now. Up, obsidian. Boom, I busted. Okay, so you want to get all the different gems. And you can see that even though I did pull out a black, there's a lot of different colors in there. When players pull out of the mine, the first person gets this card, so on. If you bust, you simply discard one of these cards, and you don't get anything at all. And the last person in, if you play with the variant, which I recommend, that person can take a card if someone else crashed, or they can draw up to 4 more and see what they get. So you can see it's pretty simple here. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. However, if you have 3 of the same color, you notice I had 3 emeralds. If I had pulled an amethyst, I could double the amethyst value. Or if I pulled a ruby, I could double that value. So I would get 3 for each emerald, 9, but the ruby might be 12. So 3 doubles 1 other color. 4 doubles 2 other colors. If you have 5 different colors, you get a bonus of 8. And if you have 1 of every color, you get a bonus of 12. So when you actually pull out completely, you can sell, although each player has a treasure chest in which they can keep 2 from round to round. Perhaps you want to save those and sell those on a future day. And we keep doing this until at the end of every day, you will sell any jewels you have left over, take your money that you've collected from them, plus the money for the cards you did or did not play. Speaking of cards, here's some examples of some of the cards. This one here lets you mine 3 crystals, and any obsidian that you pull gets thrown back in the bag. Here, everyone else has to return a randomly chosen valuable crystal to the bag. Here, you can give one of your obsidian to somebody else. Here, let's see, you can choose an opponent who must mine 2 crystals. You take 1, and they get the other, which, of course, if they get obsidian, you know you're going to give it to them. You can steal 2 crystals from someone else's cart. Here you can hide 1 gem. Even if you crash, you get to keep that gem. And you can even steal from someone else. Here's one where you can send the obsidian that someone was about to give you to another player if possible, maybe even throwing it back in the bag. Or instead of being stolen from, you steal 1 from the thief instead. And so that's kind of an example. There's not too many different cards, but players will be using those. Most money? Winner. Whenever we play these games, I always tell Melody the same thing. What do I always say?
I am not going to win.
Yeah, which is the truth of it, because I just have the tendency to pull until I explode in this game, which in this game, really easy to do. You saw me do it in the demo. Do you feel like pulling 2 of the obsidian is common in this game?
Definitely.
Yes. Now, unless you think the game is horrific, we have these experience tokens, all right? And on them they show mining for oafs, it's called. And if you bust, you get one of these. And in the future, you can use one of these to get rid of an obsidian. That's great, because if I get 2 obsidian, hopefully next round I can do better. However, even with these tokens, you can still bust.
Yep.
What do you think about pulling the different gems and jewels from the bag?
I thought it was really cool. I like that thing where you're like, okay, what am I going to pull? Because there is like a pretty high chance of pulling a black one. So it's like, and then you really want that amber too, so.
Yeah, there's only 2 amber in the bag. So if you get one, be happy, but also realize the other players are going to steal from you. I think, right?
Oh, yeah. At least they'll try to.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because they'll try to, but you might have the card that defends yourself from stealing. So that's kind of, the cards are kind of a take that, but they can be pretty mean. This game is kind of mean.
It is. It's really mean. I know, like, on the very first turn, I was just, like, taking a lot of people's gems, and they're not happy about it.
Right. Basically, she's being a jerk. Hey, no, just I got to call him as I see him. But as you play these cards and take these, it's possible for the game to beat up on you. It's possible to draw 2 blacks in a row. You saw me do it. It's very possible. You get this, yay. Do you know it's possible then to draw 2, you get rid of that, and then draw a 3rd one? Or for someone just to give you one. Now, probably, players will not attack you if you're not winning.
Yeah.
Except, if you get a amber, I don't care if you're in last place or not. I want that amber, especially if I can double it with one of my other colors.
Yeah.
I think I would hate this game if it was longer.
Yeah. Because it would be a lot of, okay. Because then after a while, you would really see who's in, like, last place. And
Yeah, you could fall behind and probably never catch up. 5 rounds is good. The game is short. Even with it being short, though, for me, this game is merely okay. Because I like push your luck games, but the chance of you busting is so high.
you could fix it.
Well, I guess you could take some of the obsidian out of the bag. But when you start the bag, there's 37, 44, 52, 54. There's 1 bad for every 2 good ones.
Yep.
That's a 33% chance of drawing a bad one every turn. And when you bust out, you throw your gems back in, and that just makes it worse. So that's kind of bothersome to me. I wish it had been less risky. If it was less risky, people would push your luck. But in this game, anytime anyone had any points, even me.
Yeah, he wasn't the last one to pull out in this game.
No, and I always am like, I'll see how far I can push my luck. But even I was like, you know what? I know I'm going to pull a black one. It's going to happen, so I'm out. And so the game is super light and super random in that regard. But because it's short, I find it okay. Now, I think you like it more than me.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun. I like, sad thing was there were a lot of things where you can do, like, combos and stuff like that. Like, if you get 3 of a type, you can double. But because you pulled it out so quickly, you couldn't do it as much as you would want to.
Right, those 3 of a kind doubling or 4 of a kind doubling 2 other colors, well, fat chance of you getting the, although you can save 2. And since you can save 2, that lets you get the 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind more easily. I wonder if I'm assuming it was play tested more, and it just seems like taking some more of the black ones out of the bag would make it still risky, right? But not as risky. But again, it's a fast 30 minutes. I almost like turn my brain off and just pull, what's going to happen, play bad cards, and you play good cards on me. But it really is kind of a step above a take-that game. So for me, my final rating is 6, but barely. You?
If there's another thing I saw, the prices for the cards, I don't think they really fit. Because you would think a really good card would have more money on it, but some of them were, like, pretty cheap, and the effect was really good. So I was like, why would I keep this card when I can use it and get even more money from it?
Right. And I felt some of the cards were way better than others. The one that lets you pull 3 from a bag and throw the obsidian back, that's pretty good, as opposed to stealing from someone else and hoping they don't have a block card, which then makes you not only lose the money on your card, but have them take a gem from you.
And then there's that one card that I played where you can like draw 7 from the bag and then you can switch it. And when you draw 7, there's a pretty good chance you can draw a really good one.
A yellow or a red, right?
Which I did.
I just felt like some of the cards were better. What's your final rating and opinion?
It's okay. Like I would play it again because it's fun, but like on like a top 100 list, it wouldn't be that high up.
So what number?
Maybe like a 6.5.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I think a lot of people will like it because it is short and simple, and everything looks nice. And I mean, there are fun gems. We had a guy who swears he can feel the difference between the blacks and the crystals. No. I tested it. No, there's no difference. There isn't. Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vassal.
And I'm Melody.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.